Caesar's Legion, the Civil War, and the New Vegas problem nobody's talking about. So here's the uncomfortable truth. Fallout Season 2 just dropped on us. Caesar's Legion is already dead. Not defeated, not overthrown, not even truly challenged, just hollow. And that might be the most worrying sign yet for what this show actually plans to do with Fallout, New Vegas. Because Episode 3 doesn't just introduce Caesar's Legion, it autopsies them, slowly, brutally, and with intent. By the end of this episode, Fallout isn't asking, who will rule the Mojave? It's asking something far more disturbing. What happens after all the ideologies fail? Let's break down every clue, every parallel civil war, every hidden theory, and why this episode quietly redefines the entire future of Fallout's New Vegas storyline. Caesar's Legend was never meant to win. On paper, this should have been a huge moment. Caesar's Legion gets a title card, a brutal execution, a legged introduction, and direct ties to New Vegas canon. In the game, the Legion is terrifying because of discipline, unity, and absolute belief. But the show strips that away immediately. Instead of a singular Caesar, we get two Caesars. Instead of conquest, we get succession anxiety. Instead of strategy, we get ritualized stupidity. The Legion isn't scary because it's strong. It's scary because it's rotting from the inside. Hidden meaning. This isn't accidental. Fallout isn't adapting Caesar's Legion as a faction anymore. It's adapting them as a failed idea. They cosplay Rome but understand none of it. They preach strength but can't stop infighting. They worship authority but refuse to read the one piece of paper that would end the war. That hill with Caesar's corpse? That's not a battleground. It's a grave marker for ideology itself. 2. Why Macaulay Culkin actually matters. A lot of people laughed when the legate unmasked himself. And yeah, it's Macaulay Culkin. But here's the thing. That laughter's the point. In New Vegas, the Legion's power came from myth. In the show, myth collapses the second you see the man underneath. His line to Lucy is one of the most important in the episode. Good is not a meaningful vector in history, only strength. That's not just Legion philosophy. That's Fallout's thesis statement, and the show is challenging it. Because every faction that believes this ends the same way. The Legion fractures. The Brotherhood radicalizes. Vault-Tec nukes the world. House isolates himself. The NCR collapses under its own idealism. Strength alone never sustains civilization. 3. Lucy on the cross, the death of Mojave. Lucy's crucifixion is one of the most disturbing images in the series, and it's doing multiple things at once. First, it's the Legion at its most honest. No honor, no Roman accuracy, just cruelty dressed up as tradition. Second, it's Lucy's worldview being literally punished. She keeps trying to reason with them. She keeps correcting history. She keeps believing empathy matters. And none of it works. Hidden parallel. Lucy on the cross mirrors. Jesus, Prometheus, and every vault dweller who thought being good was enough. Fallout isn't saying Lucy is wrong. It's saying being right doesn't protect you. 4. The Ghoul and the Dog. Humanity returns. Here's the quiet emotional core of the episode. The Ghoul doesn't reconnect with humanity through Lucy. He reconnects through a dog. He talks to it, pet it, explains himself to it. That's not comic relief, that's confession. When he says, "It's just been a while since I had someone worth talking to," he's talking about himself. The Ghoul claims he believes humanity deserved to die, but every action he takes contradicts that. He saves Lucy. He spares the NCR. He ignites the Legion's civil war instead of wiping them out. This isn't nihilism. It's atonement. 5. The NCR. Idealism that refuses to die. The NCR soldiers are old, outnumbered, cut off, forgotten. But they refuse to quit, and that matters, because the show is making a clear distinction. The Legion survives on violence. The Brotherhood survives on hierarchy. Vault-Tec survives on lies. The NCR survives on belief, even when belief hurts. That's why the Ghoul doesn't betray them completely. He trades their location, but destroys the Legion instead. That's not strategy. That's moral instinct fighting through trauma. 6. The dynamite, the Ghoul's good deed. The dynamite explosion is framed as chaos, but it's actually precision. The Ghoul doesn't pick a side. He removes the illusion of order. By destroying the fence between the two Legion camps, he forces the truth. The Legion's greatest enemy was always itself. This mirrors every civil war in the episode. Legion versus Legion. Brotherhood versus Commonwealth. America versus itself before the bombs. Fallout is telling us something very specific. Civilizations don't fall because of enemies. They fall because they refuse to confront their own contradictions. 7. Robert House, the ghost in the story. Victor saying House is gone is one of the most important lines in the episode. Because it's probably a lie, or at least a half-truth. House has always been about control without visibility, immortality without presence, power without accountability. If House is alive and all signs point to yes, then New Vegas isn't a destination. It's a trap. And everyone walking toward it is already playing his game. 8. The Brotherhood Civil War Mirror. Maximus killing Xander is the Brotherhood version of the Legion problem. Xander isn't evil. He's efficient. And that's what makes him dangerous. Separating Ghoul children like livestock? That's not an accident. That's historical memory genocide logic returning under a new flag. Maximus realizes too late. The Brotherhood doesn't protect humanity. It protects power structures. And by killing Xander, Maximus doesn't save the Brotherhood. He fractures it. Just like the Legion. Just like America. Just like Vault-Tec. Final thoughts. The New Vegas problem. Here's the scary realization. Fallout Season 2 isn't about New Vegas. New Vegas already happened. Its wars are over. Its ending's played out. Season 2 is about what comes after belief collapses. Caesar is dead. The NCR is dying. The Brotherhood is splintering. House is hiding. All that's left are people trying to decide, do we keep pretending old ideas will save us? Or do we admit the world needs something new? And that's why the Legion had to fall like this. Not in glory, not in conquest, but in confusion. Because that's how empires really die.